Welcome back to another video. Now this one, we're waiting for the paint to cure properly. So if you see on top there, I've got the roof lining. We're going to have a go at installing the roof lining. Now it's been a many year since that's been in there, even though that's a brand new one. So we'll see if we can remember how to get it in and which way does it go and where do the bows go. Okay, so now loosely fitted in with the bows in the right place. For some reason I've got them numbered backwards. I don't know why, but piece 1 there and then up to piece 5. So the easiest way to work it out was get the center one in because that's where you got your center pillar. So that goes in there. So the bows now need to be rotated 180 degrees and that will put them upwards. At the current stage they're upside down, and the back window has a bow in there as well, but it doesn't go into the side of the roof. There's a row of clips that goes along there and that clips into that one. So that's how that one works. So I will rotate the bows, and again this one here needs to be glued up to the underside of the window and the sides to the underside of where the pinch weld goes. So I'll flip the bows around and maybe we'll do some gluing. 3 of the bows are in the right position, the right way up. This last bow at the front here, I need to turn it 180, but the problem being when you turn it 180 it doesn't want to stay. It needs the front clipped to the window lip. Now the 2 center ones have, you got the braces that run across the center of the roof and it kind of locks themselves into there so they can't twist out, but this one has nothing. That's why it doesn't want to play ball. So I'm going to twist it and try and get some pinch weld to hold it onto the lip of the front window just to get it to stay the right way up. And then we can start stretching it out and getting the proper fitment. Well, I've just got a few vice grips holding that up in position and it's not too bad. It just needs to be stretched each side to get the creases out and it'll be done. Now my plan for the pinch weld didn't work. I pulled some pinch weld out of the Statesman, but it's got metal all through it and I can't cut it. So that's not working. The dogs are outside barking like maniacs, and the worst thing is you get dirty hands. You don't want to touch your interior because you can dirty it up straight away. So trying to keep clean hands is going to be very challenging. What I really need is some of those like bulldog clips or whatever they're called. Got a whole heap at work, but of course I didn't bring any home today, so this might be where it ends today because I've run out of clamps. I ended up using the angle grinder to cut up some of the pinch weld, and I put some on the car. Take a look at this. I put a couple of pieces here and there. Now look how taut that section is where the pinch welds clipping it together, gets rid of those ripples. and it's looking pretty good. And I've got a couple on the back there. You know, this is just as a tester. So if I get this whole side, you know, stretched out, it's going to look pretty good, I think. Need to cut some more pinch weld up. The only thing is, it stinks. Test fit of the headlining is done. Now the best advice I can give you is, if you've got a spare pinch weld, cut it up. That's almost a full rear door. I've got all the way around the car. And they're everywhere, and that's holding the full roof lining in place pretty much everywhere. Wait till you see just the finished result of that holding up the roof lining. It's pretty darn good. I hope the light in here is going to do it justice, but look at that. It's nice and taut and terrific. The only thing I need to work on is that last back one, because it's not quite properly in the slots up the back. So I need to undo the back window, get that right, and then it's ready to start gluing. But the light in here is not the best. I can't get the light coming through the roof, is annoying. I probably need to do this at night time when it's dark. But that, my friends, is a good looking roof lining. Very happy with the way that's turning out. So the plan now will be to take off, say, one section at a time and glue it, reclamp it, and just slowly go around getting the glue on until it's held by itself. Again, when the windows go back in, the rubbers will hold those in place as well. And again, door frames, you have pinch weld, so there's extra protection along there. But yeah, that roof lining is looking good. Very, very good. And the other thing, we also need to cut a hole for the interior light. And there's also grab handles and there's lights up the back too. So we need to make holes for those. But we'll get it glued in before we do any of that. Or maybe we kind of mark where it goes. Center light we can see because that's that little pressing there. But the rear ones, I'm not quite sure. I might mark them beforehand. Maybe the grab handles too. I don't know. Let me think about it. This is the view that you want to see. Look at that. Magnificent. Okay, I've gone with a slight change of plan. Before gluing anything, I've decided to put in the grab handles and rear courtesy lights. And as you can see on this side, I've got the passenger rear and front in with the courtesy light. I thought that's going to be easier than trying to glue everything and then try and find holes, where this way I was able to locate the holes first, screw them in, and then re-put the clamps, re-put the pinch weld on and hold everything tight. So now that the sun's gone down and I've got an artificial light, look how good that roof lining is sitting. It's looking magnificent. Now it is in blue velour as per Calais spec. So yeah, I guess the next step is to start gluing. Or maybe I'll find the center light first. That's probably a better idea. We'll do that. All right, friends, a little more work done. If we look up at the roof, center light base is mounted. I've got to clean the cover because it's quite filthy. So there's no point putting it on until I've done that. If you look beside the grab handle, I've got those coat rack things, one on each side of the car done. I haven't clipped the sides of the grab handles yet because I think I need to put another screw in each. And then when we move to the front of the car, we have sun visors and a rear view mirror in. Now, the sun visors are another issue altogether. Now, on your sun visors, you have this little clip that clips the other end so it stops it flopping around. Now, I didn't realise when I took these out, I actually broke them. If you look at the back side, there's meant to be a square there that goes into a square hole, and then this pin here gets pushed through from the other side, which expands that square, and that's what makes it fit. So I've had to order some of these, so I'm waiting for them to come. When they come, that'll finish off the sun visors. The sun visors are trimmed in the same as the headlining, so they're in blue velour. Now that pretty much wraps up all the holes that need to go in the roof lining. So I'll just put a couple more screws in each grab handle, and then I can finally start the gluing. Because there's no point starting the gluing until I've got where all the holes are going to be. I don't know where the holes are. I'm just going to make holes which will be visible, which won't look good, so that's not good for anybody. Coming together nicely, so I'll keep working. The top half of the car will be done before you know it. Here we are, back in the shed. Daylight saving is finished, so it's dark. My sun visor clips arrived, and that's the square that I'm missing on the old ones. So I will install these and then continue gluing. I've done a wee little bit of gluing last night, so if we take some off, the head lining hopefully will stay in place without pulling the head lining off, and progress, oh that's a tight one, will continue. So back window on, go to the front. So I did steal some from the front lip and rear lip windows just to help it stick just that little bit better. Well, I've glued that one on, so that doesn't want to come off. And there we go. There it is, one head lining side glued on. And just to have a look at the finished product, nice and tight all the way around, lovely. And my glue of choice is Sally's Quick Grip. Goes on poo brown, dries clear. Last of the gluing on the headliner is done, and it's fully installed. Take a look at this. How good does that look? That is perfection at its finest. That has turned out way better than what I could have expected. There's no creases, nothing. It's sensational. Everything's buttoned in, screwed in properly, center light installed, as is the sun visor clips. So everything, grab handles are all screwed in properly and looking mighty fine. mighty fine. Just go around and show you the other side, or even from in the boot. Look at that. Ribs have turned out nice. It's all just gone to plan perfectly. Pretty good, eh? Not bad for a DIY at home job from go to woe, eh? Well, there you have it. That's how I installed my roof lining for my VK Commodore. It wasn't that hard. Now, yeah, if you've never done it before, you're probably going to have a few issues here and there, but I have done roof lining before, but it never in my wildest dreams turned out as good as this one has. So this is pretty much perfect. Like, I wouldn't expect any better from a factory fit. Now, if you have checked out some older videos of mine, right in the beginning, there is an interior video, and I did say in here that I made this myself, which I did. Obviously, I used the old liner as a template, so that helped as well in getting everything to fit right. So if anyone needs any tips on how to install this, hit me up and I'm happy to answer any questions. But stoked on the outcome. Can't be happy with the way it's come out. Not only did I make the headlining myself, I also made the covers for the sun visors. So there is that velour cover over the sun visors. I'm actually surprised I remembered where every screw and bits and bob that went in, so that's good. So there is still a few more little interior trim bits to put in, so I need to do the A and B pillars. Now that hopefully would just be gluing them on, and that's that done. Maybe padded on the center pillar, I can't remember, I'll have to suss that out. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao, ciao.